Hello everyone and welcome back to Prodigal Overland. My name's Brad, and today what we have for you is a long-term review of the Gobi Roof Rack that I have on my Jeep. I put that on just over a year ago, and so it's gotten quite a bit of use as far as carrying our gear around. So today what we're going to do is kind of go over it again. I'm going to talk to you about the process I went through in buying these, kind of the wait time, what we paid for it. And then we're going to go through and kind of point out some things that some other people have mentioned they've had a hard time with as far as things not working out quite too well. So you're going to want to stick around and watch this video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you like it, and let's get going. So a couple things about Gobi USA. All of their racks are made to order. What that means is when you place an order with them, there's a queue or a line where you have to kind of wait to get your product. It's not like they stock these things and then just ship them out. So there's quite a bit of a lead time on these. So I ordered my rack April of 2019. And I actually didn't get it. It wasn't shipped to me until October of 2019. It's just under 6 months until I actually got the rack. Now, when I think I had ordered, the lead time was only, they said about 3 to maybe 4 months. So I knew it was going to be a while, but it ended up being even longer than that. So now this was last year. I have no idea the lead time's any better. I went on their website today as the filming of this video to see if I could find where they were advertising how long you'd have to wait, but I couldn't see anything. I did see that they're still made to order, meaning they don't start making them until you order. And then again, there's quite a bit of a backlog there. So there's a few different models. We got the Stealth Rack for the Jeep Grand Cherokee with the ladder, and all of that together cost us right around $1,800. So I've actually gotten quite a few questions about this rack, many of them being kind of questions about how long it took. Also, the reason I got this roof rack is it's one of the few roof racks at the time when I was buying this that actually had an opening for your sunroof. So if you have a Jeep Grand Cherokee and it's got that nice panoramic sunroof, you just feel like, man, I don't want to cover this thing up with a rack across the whole top. And Gobi racks actually, and we're going to look at it here in just a minute, but they sell a rack where it leaves that front spot open if you want, but then they also sell an insert that kind of slips in that you can use that space if you need to use that space. And that piece kind of can flip in and out pretty easily. So this rack weighs about 66 pounds if you look at their spec sheet. 66 pounds, it's got a dynamic load rating of 300 pounds and then a static load rating of 600 pounds. So as far as loading it down for driving and being out off-road, you're looking at about a 300 pound capacity. If it's parked or if you're at camp or something like that, then they rate it up to 600 pounds. So overall, I've been very, very happy with this rack. And I'm going to show you as we go through the video the things I really do like about the rack. And then, like I said, there's one area, I guess the air deflector up front. Several Jeep owners have said that it can kind of rub off the paint underneath. So today we're going to kind of pull mine out and look at it. I've not yet tried this. I haven't looked at it. I don't know if I'm going to pull this off and see my paint all rubbed off. But we're going to find out today, and you're going to find out with me. Up front here you can see that air deflector I was talking about, and we'll get to that a little bit later, so stick around. Another question I get asked frequently is, how noisy is this rack? Highway speeds, going down the road, does it make noise? The answer to that question is, if there's nothing on the rack, I can't tell a difference. There's absolutely no increase in sound from the rack itself. Now if I've got bins up there and we're using the ratchet strap, then I definitely can hear some vibration at highway speeds, but the vibration is coming from the actual strap, not the rack. I've found that I've
I use bungee cords instead, something a little bit thicker to kind of get this mounted, then the noise goes down again. So again, the noise I hear is not coming from the rack itself, it's coming from the things I stick on the rack.
So this is that removable section that goes over the sunroof. We have ours in, but to take it out, you actually just unscrew these here on both sides, and then this section here from this piece over here actually just comes out, and then you have a completely unobstructed view into the front portion of your sunroof. Now, if you've got that panoramic sunroof, that section is still very much covered, okay? You're not going to get away from that because the other part is going to be covered back here. But as far as just kind of like a normal sunroof section up front here, that you can buy and get that insert that comes in and out very easily. Here's a section, so I'm sitting in the driver's seat, and again, this is the view from the inside when you get that removable section. So obviously now ours is covered, but it wouldn't be difficult at all for me to pull that out, and then you would have a completely unobstructed view from at least the front seats when you're looking up through your sunroof. So I thought this was a very attractive feature about this rack. I really like that I could still keep some of that open.
So one of the things I really enjoy about this rack is because of the way the grill is set up on top, we can actually use a bungee cord and kind of that S-hook and really attach to any one of these points. So it slips in really easy. Just kind of strap it over whatever you're kind of anchoring down, and you don't have to have a specific anchor point. Sometimes we'll also use a ratchet system, and we'll kind of ratchet that here along the side. But really good features there.
Then there's the ladder, obviously, that goes up the back. I can easily climb up that, that's no problem. If you haven't seen our walk around video, kind of our Jeep Grand Cherokee build cost video, during that video I get up and climb up on top. So this is that front air deflector I was talking about, and what people have said is that when they pull this up off, where it actually contacts the Jeep, when they pull it off, the paint has been rubbed off, and then obviously there's a concern not only about the cosmetic concern, but then about the damage, you know, possible rusting from that paint being pulled off. So I've not yet pulled mine off, but like I said, today we're going to do that and see if there's any kind of damage below.
So here you can see we have the front air deflector off, and lo and behold, we've got sand, we've got dirt, and it looks like there might be some rubbing that happened. I'm going to try to get in closer view here for you, but I can see the dirt from Michigan, the dirt from Utah kind of that worked its way up under here. What I'd like to try to do next here is clean this off best I can and just see if this is a very superficial dirt that we've got going on here, or if it's actually affected my paint.
Okay, so I cleaned off the sand. Here's what's left. Try to show you guys. It definitely, there's the trees. Sorry, it's getting the trees instead. But you can see there's a line the whole way down, okay, from that air deflector. I'll try to zoom out for you. So here again is that line, that mark that was left from the air deflector. So from what I can see, this happens, little note to folks, is sand and grime gets caught underneath and behind this deflector out here, okay? And as you're driving and that sand kind of works its way in, because when I pulled the deflector off, there was sand there. It's almost like sandpaper where, you know, the little motion is just kind of rubbing the finish off of your paint. I know, certainly I'm not the only one that's run into this issue. And I know there's apparently like a clear film or something you can put down here to kind of protect your Jeep better. If you're looking into this rack and you don't want a big stripe running across your front, you might want to consider adding some extra protection or getting up in there and cleaning out the sand and the grime that kind of gets caught behind that air deflector.
So obviously I'm not super excited to see this here. You know, when that air deflector's on, I can't even tell it's there, but without that air deflector, it's pretty obvious that there's this stripe running across the Jeep. So you definitely want to consider that and take measures to kind of protect your Jeep if you're going to go ahead and move forward with this rack.
So this is the bottom of the air deflector on the other side. This is a rubber, just a rubber piece, and this is right along here is where that sand and dirt kind of gets wedged up underneath. And like I said, I think when you're driving, there's just a little bit of motion and it's almost like sandpaper under here. So it's not that they weren't trying to protect your Jeep with that rubber, but man, I don't know. Maybe there's in the care instructions, I don't know, if it tells you to look and clean that out periodically. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. But if you don't, or if you don't protect it, you're going to get, more than likely going to get a strip run across the front of your Jeep. So there you have it, guys. Under that air deflector, indeed, my paint was kind of, certainly the finish is worked out. I don't really see that it's made its way through the paint, but regardless, you can easily see once that's off that you've got a stripe running down your Jeep. So probably try to touch that up at some point. But if you're looking at a Gobi rack, just something to consider, okay, is that you need to kind of watch that front air dam for dirt and sand and grime getting under there and kind of rubbing the finish off your Jeep. Also, things to consider if you're looking at a Gobi rack, like I said, the lead time, and maybe they've improved it, and if they have, if someone that's bought one more frequently can maybe comment below how long it took you to get yours. But again, back in April of 2019 when I ordered my rack, it took just under 6 months to get that rack shipped to me. So things to consider when you're buying. I think the build quality is good, I really do. It does seem like there's a design problem or a design issue with the grime and rubbing, you know, basically tearing the paint finish up on your Jeep. I know Chief Products makes a rack. I've not yet gotten my hands on one of them. Maybe in the future I'll be able to do that and kind of test out a Chief roof rack. So far I've been very happy with all of Chief's products, and we'll see how that goes. But again, thoughts on the Gobi rack. It's a good sturdy rack. I've been enjoying it very much. If that rack is going to stay on your Jeep till your Jeep dies, then go for it. But if you're looking at a resale, or if you're concerned about the paint finish and that sort of thing, you need to take extra steps to protect your Jeep. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the long-term review of the Gobi Roof Rack. That's going to be it for today. I've got to figure out how to get this air deflector back on and touch up my paint, and so I've got a few things to do. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you again real soon.